Dear viewers and subscribers of Mind Academy channel, and especially who are staying tuned with us with Mind Race Lighting Up the World program, it's good evening once again at 6:30 Saudi time, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 7:30 UAE time. We are back here with yet another interesting episode of Mind Race. So before we begin, it's my pleasure and honor to welcome and invite today's panel members for the discussion. Sri Murali Krishnan sir, founder director of Mind Academy. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Bala.
And we have Krishnendu, a great Twalla from India. Welcome, Krishnendu.
Thank you, sir.
And we have Bhuvanesh, hailing from India, but currently in Saudi Arabia, in grade 9. Welcome to Mind Race program. Krishnendu, Bhuvanesh, and of course, Murali Krishnan sir.
Thank you, sir. Bala, once again. And let me also take this opportunity to welcome specifically Krishnendu and Bhuvanesh for agreeing to be part of this program, and also welcome all the viewers across the globe to our Mind Race program.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Indeed, an honor and privilege in welcoming two of the brightest minds who are associated with Mind Academy in multiple forums. So as we proceed, what is the topic which we are going to engage today? It is a season where people are having a lot of leisure, isn't it? Especially from the student community. Now, when it comes to being in leisure mode, we had a very interesting segment last week in Mind Race. It's about adding meaning to your leisure. Now, continuing in that momentum, this week, we are going to learn how today's Gen Z is engaging their leisure time. But first things first, let us stick on with our discussion with Murali sir before we get into the Gen Z people. So now adding meaning to the leisure. And during the course of the weekend discussions, there was an interesting element again coming from one of an other Gen Z stating that however you plan, it is execution which is the key. Now, sticking on to this point, how effective executions when it comes to any planning process, sir? Because students might have planned multiple things for their vacation. What is your suggestion or recommendation when it comes to the execution aspect of it, sir?
Thank you, Bala, once again for the question. As you rightly said, I recollect the weekend program where we were discussing about the importance of planning and preparation. And one of the youngsters who was like grade 7, I guess. So coming up with this wonderful quote about planning and preparation, they are important, but the key is in execution. So it's exactly. Like, it's like we were talking we're giving more emphasis on planning and preparation, but he came up with a different concept, not very different, but yeah, the important aspect of how important the execution part is. And that's why they say, we learn from people across all ages. It's not whether an elder one or a younger one, there is learning everywhere. And coming to the point of execution, yeah, that's very important. It's not about just planning and preparing for whatever you want to achieve, but it's all about implementing it. You can have wonderful ideas, wonderful plans, wonderful preparations, but at the end, if you're not going to jump into the water, you're not going to learn swimming. So that's what it is. If you want to learn swimming, you have to be there in the water. Okay. Otherwise, it's all theory. It's all nice to hear. You can have wonderful procedures. You can have wonderful practices written there at the document. But then, yes, if you are not there, you're not going to learn anything. You're not, as I always say, the difference between knowledge and information and knowledge. So if you're not trying to implement it, it always remains there at the information level, which is plenty everywhere. But if you want to really convert that information to knowledge, you have to be there. And as long as you think that you are not going to leave the place till you finish it, till you execute it with the way you want, nobody is going to take it away from you. and you are going to be successful. So that is the key, and that's what even the grade 7 explorer said last time, how important it is to execute things as per whatever you plan. So yeah, the execution is what finishes the overall planning and preparation process, and which helps each one of us to move forward.
Indeed, sir. Thanks for setting up the tone for today's discussion as you again re-emphasized the importance. How well you plan is important, but as always, you rightly said, the key is in the execution aspect of it. And it was heartening as part of the Mind Explorer program, a grade 7 emphasizing the concept, dear learners. So that was an eye-opener. As Murli sir was telling, age is just a number. It could come from anyone. If we keep our listening spirits on, you are bound to learn from people around you, whatever may be the age group from.
Bala, if I may interrupt, since we talked about the concept, I would also like to spell out the name, because in case if he is listening, it will be, something great for him as well.
Please,
It was
sir, please go ahead.
our Mind Explorer Rajveer who pointed out this concept, and we really felt nice when we heard that. Just wanted to spell his name out here. That's it.
Indeed, sir, the due is with him and it stays with him. Indeed, that was a great stuff, Rajveer, and he is going all guns blazing out there in Mind Explorer program. So for those of you who are listening and understanding or curious to know what Mind Explorer is, it's going to be a residential program coming from Mind Academy in June, which is going to happen in Pollachi in Tamil Nadu, India. Now, coming back to today's program, and we have two upcoming public speakers, communication champions and leaders for tomorrow, the Gen Zs. Now, let me start with Ms. Krishnendu Viju, leisure. When it comes to leisure, how is that you are looking up to? And what is that you are up to when it comes to this particular vacation?
So actually, for me, leisure means a break from all the stress and hustle and bustle of the school and assignments and whatever we have in our daily life. It's like keeping a big bundle away from our head and relaxing. For me, first, that's the thing that comes to my mind whenever it comes to vacation or holidays, whatever. Like my first intention is to relax a bit and away from all the stress and utilize the time the way I want. So first thing I like to do is spend time for hobbies, like decorating our room. That's my favorite hobby. Like drawing on the walls. That's my like. It's pretty good when I paint on the wall, like small paintings or small quotes, things like that, or some craft work which I hang on the wall or near the cupboards or anything. That's some small activities that I do when I get free time. And also something interesting that I keep involving in myself is a photo shoot or kind of something like that. Not only me, my sister, we both do it together. It's like we search up in our wardrobe, we get some kind of combination of dresses. Then we say, okay, tomorrow we're going to do a photo shoot, something like that. And then it's a very funny thing. Like we would be so dedicated in that activity. Like we'd wake up in the morning, come on, let's eat our breakfast and let's do it. And we'll search up all the dresses. It's all ready. We have 4 sets of clothes. We'll select this. This is fun. This one is for the morning session. This is after lunch, and we will stop at evening. And we're like doing all the things so random. Like it comes to our mind like, okay, tomorrow we're going to do this. We have to get ready. We have to get all the makeup and things. We have to set your hair. We have to plan everything. And then I'll get her ready. Then we'll take pictures and photographs. That's what we do. Something very interesting I'd like to do. And I plan this often for vacations. And whenever vacation comes, the first thing that comes to my mind is doing a photo shoot. It's so interesting for me. Then next thing that I like to do in my vacation time is spending more time with my family, especially my grandparents, cousins, and my father and mother itself. Like I talk to them, I involve a lot with them, and now we have discussions about career and my future. That's what we discuss. Okay. Then we have family games and we play games together. We have funny talks and all. And for grandparents, they are really sweet with us. They being grandparents, they like their grandchildren and they like spending more time with us. So when we were back in India, now I'm in Saudi. As we came to Saudi to enjoy our vacation with our father, we are here. So it was on 8th. We came to Saudi on 8th of April. Before that, we were in India. So there was about 1.5 week at our home. So we had our grandparents there. She was very happy when we were there. She will like get up in the morning, very early in the morning, and make food, a lot of food, many kinds of food. And she'll be like, "I'm going to feed you all this, and you should drink this, you should eat this." You pursue us to eat or drink whatever she gives, and she always wants us to be healthy. I've never seen this kind of variety of food. It only happens when my grandparents are here, and also a combination of grandmother and my mother is the best thing that would happen in our kitchen.
That's really
Best
that's
thing.
really wonderful, Krishnendu. So now let me interrupt you over there. So those were a lot of insightful points which you have brought onto the table, like
Yeah.
starting from photo shoot and engaging with your parents, having family time.
Yeah.
And I remember during our previous Mind Race program where Murli sir kept emphasizing, have a dialogue with family, have some family games, and it's really great to hear that you're already doing one. So excellent, and keep that up. And for sure, memories with grandparents and your vacation time is always special. Now, let me ask you this question, Krishnendu.
Yes.
What's the camera you're using for your photo shoots? For all those
Our
listeners and
phone. Yeah, our phone is the camera we use. Like, we can use
wonderful.
it in any way.
It's maximizing what we have it at your disposal. Wonderful, Krishnendu.
Yeah.
That was really
Mm.
nice, and it was I must say, a very confident debut for a panel program. I must say so, Krishnendu. Well done.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, well, I felt like, she's speaking her heart out.
Yeah, indeed, sir. Now let's listen in from our other debutant. I guess this is the first for you as well, Bhuvanesh. So now it's vacation season for you, and how is that you are gearing up, and what is that you are up to as far as vacations are concerned, Bhuvanesh?
Yes, sir. First of all, I would say in my words about leisure. Leisure, in my words, means it's the time when I have no schoolwork to do. And this time comes only during my vacation. Why I am saying this? Because in my regular school days, morning, I'll wake up, go to school, come back, eat, and attend my extra classes, then prepare myself for the next day's schooling. So there is no leisure time for me during the school days. Leisure time only comes for me during the vacations, and I would always try to do it. I would always try to spend it efficiently. Like first of all, I would complete my school projects. Other than my leisure time, first of all, I'll finish my school projects, which would give me my internal marks. And second of all, I'm always trying, and always I'm trying to make a dashboard in Excel, in Microsoft PowerPoint, and I'm trying to do it since a long time, and my father is always forcing me to do it, so I'm trying to do that. And next, I'm learning to do typewriting in my computer, which will
Mhm.
help me for my future. And fourth, in my leisure time, I would spend time with my parents, with my brother, talking to my grandparents who are in India. Usually, I don't spend much time with my grandparents because I wouldn't get time to talk with them. So I will do that mainly, and at last I will play and spend time more on hobbies. So this is what I do in my vacation time.
Really interesting insights and a very confident demo, I must say, Bhuvanesh. Wonderful. And I think you have already loaded yourself with more into your academics, I guess. Probably a pressure could be from your parents' side on a lighter note, but
No, sir, not much, but I am much involved in that.
not much. It's great. So it means that it is keeping yourself heads up so that you find little stress free once your academic routine sets in up. So, and
Yes.
also it was heartening to listen that you categorize the overall phase and you look at it in wholesome one, so that you spend time with your parents, grandparents, and engage with your hobby as well, and of course with your brother, and playing at the evening as well. So it's in jam-packed program you have kept in for yourself. Great. So now now sticking to the point what Bhunesh was telling Krishnendu, if I may ask you so. Now, however you try to decouple yourself from the academics part of it, however you try to stay out of the main course, that is the fuss and fuss, as you said at the beginning of the academics, the peer things going around, although it's like taking your bypass lane, but still you'll be having your eye on the main track, that people will be moving around with something or the other. People will be going for some classes, engagements, dialogues, discussions. When it comes to vacation, is there something which you do which keeps you heads up when it comes and a long-term plan? Like, is there something which you work on, which you feel that, okay, this is going to help me for my future? Is there something which you engage during your vacation?
So there's some kind of classes, like online classes that we have. I don't attend them every day, but I still try to involve in it. And we have exams some days. So we plan for things, and my family and I do it together. So we could manage it. So that's what we do. Like, I don't get much time to get involved in the online classes when I have regular classes. So we plan doing it in the vacation.
Wonderful. So you keep yourselves with respect to the exams for your vacation period, but not again taking things in a so serious way, I guess. So that's keeping things on a low burner, I guess, Krishnendu. Yeah, that's another way of looking at things. Now, Bhunesh, already you said that you are getting engaged with respect to some aspects of your career, but is there anything specific which you work on? Okay, this is something which I am going to work on vacations, and this is going to help me on a longer run. Is there anything which you are adding meaning to your leisure during this vacation, Bhunesh?
Yes, sir. I'm actually doing my piano practice.
Okay.
I think you all might know it.
Yeah.
So I'm currently in my grade 3, and most probably I'll write my exam in this vacation to complete grade 3. So this is my main aspect to do in the vacations. That is to complete my piano and go to the next level.
Wonderful. That's really heartening to listen from you, Bhunesh, that you are sticking on to your hobby, and at the same time, you're trying to fine tune it in such a way that it stays intact with leisure, but at the same time, adding meaning to your overall process, right? So now, execution is the key. There could have been some vacations where you felt probably this course correction, I should have done it. I should have added some more value to me. Have you ever thought about it, Krishnendu? Is there any chance, or you feel that no, most of the times when I plan things, I execute it well? Have you planned things out well, or have you planned and as well as executed? How is that generally goes with you?
So actually, I don't really plan like a long one. I plan very short one, so I could execute it very like I could execute it efficiently if it is a short plan. I usually don't go for very long plans because then I'd get confused which one I would do. Then I'd get lazy if it's a very long one. But mostly I choose very small plans, like for the next few days or the next 3 days, I'm going to do this. And then if it's over, like if the task is accomplished, then I'll move to the next one.
Excellent. That's keeping it super simple, right? So, and just work on smaller aspects, maneuver it as and how once it's done. Wonderful way of looking at it, Krishnendu. So, Bhunesh, when it comes to planning and execution of things around, how is that you generally approach with? Is it plan intensely for every minute details, or as Krishnendu was telling, like, I'll have a broader plan, and then once things are executed, I'll take it up from there? How is that you approach with things in general?
Yes, I basically take the things from my parents, and they suggest me. Then that's how I execute the things. So currently I'm in grade 10th, and many people are like, and most of the people are asking me what is your ambition and what are you going to do after 10th. So I would my parents suggest me many ideas about grade 11th and 12th, and even my grandparents. So I execute things in that way, sir. Like they say that you can take maths, biology in that way. I execute my things.
Wonderful. It's like having a meaningful dialogue with your parents and your ecosystem, which is in general helps you out so that your execution becomes more easier. So great listening to you both. And now let me tune into Murli sir. So how do you feel, sir? Like, execution and especially the Gen Z getting into, you see a person who's focused on getting his grade 3 in piano and other Gen Z who is engaging with parents and grandparents, playing games, and how you have seen things evolve, sir, and what is the commonality you have seen from the time of your childhood, and what do you feel as things, because I have never been so goal oriented or like vision oriented during my vacation times. And how is your perception of the Gen Z who's approaching their vacations, and what do you feel as a commonality, and what do you see as a progression which has happened, sir?
Yeah, Bala, indeed happy to listening to both of them. And one common thing which I saw in they both is the kind of well-knit family that they have with their discussion with parents, grandparents, and how that family bonding. And we always talks about how important communication is all about when it comes to family, or when we take family as a single unit. And I could find that commonality between them. And when you talk about our commonality, and I feel that that was common in when I was a child as well. When it comes to specifically when it comes to vacation, and when they were speaking about their parents and grandparents, they spend time with them during vacation. I was reminded about my childhood, summer, especially summer holidays, when we used to have all the cousins together. That's a kind of, so I was slightly moved towards my nostalgic moments when I was a kid, and with the lovely summer holidays that we had. So that is probably one thing in common that I can relate with them both. And as you rightly pointed out, Bala, see, I think the current generation is more goal oriented, and they know where they want to move forward in life. And yeah, before I go to that, one typical thing that I could see here from Bhunesh is, he's trying to learn typewriting. Now when we were young, after 10th, we always used to get this 1 or 2 months, or maybe more, like 3 to 4 months holiday kind of thing, because you completed your school. And those days it was like SSLC, especially in my part of the place in Kerala, it was SSLC. So we have to leave the school, and then we have to join for a pre-degree, which is a college. So it's like 3 to 4 months time. And generally what we all do is to join for a typewriting class. Okay. But
so that is
nowadays
still
you
existing.
don't see that at all, because there are
Okay.
no typewriters. But again, Bhunesh was telling that, he spends his time learning that. And actually that is a very good, activity for memory. Again, if I don't know how many of you know that, typewriting itself tries to help us improve our memory, whether you learn typewriting or not. But the indirect benefit is, adding or activating your, brain cells, so that it helps in improving or memorizing things. Yeah, coming to the other side, like what I felt different is like, yeah, the current generation is, they are quite goal oriented. Yeah, they know what to do and what not to do. And both of them, as we know them, since we are associated with them for quite some time as part of our various programs, and they are in the right direction. And I think it's common with most of the Gen Z, as you rightly mentioned, that they are more goal oriented, whereas when we were young, we were not this goal oriented. Like, we never considered a vacation as something where we want to, of course we teach or we preach this now to the new gen. When we were young, we never looked vacation as a time to enhance a skill set. Okay, we were just running, playing the game here and there, but having a fun-filled environment those days, but never goal oriented. But yeah, now situations have changed. It is good to keep it a balance, having certain aspects where you should look for certain goals, so that it helps us to move forward in our career, and at the same time having those communication open. So, and I'm always a big believer of having a balanced life in all those aspects. Like, if you go with a particular aspect, take it for dieting. doing dieting too much is also not good for us. And
True.
having a very, rich in the terms of, I would say, rich in taste. Rich in taste means the food is not so healthy. So that's also no good. So in general, it's always good to keep a good balance. So from the overall discussion that I could see is that both of them, they have an overall balance towards their future and towards their life and towards the activities that they're being part of during the vacation time. So let me take this opportunity to once again wish them the very best in the journey forward.
Indeed, sir. Thank you for sure. They'll be elated to getting those nice words and insightful views from you as well, sir, for sure. And this is just a viewpoint of how the Gen Z is executing as far as they're adding meaning to their leisure part is concerned. And I guess this is just a small sample out of the overall Gen Z, if you have to see so. And as Murli sir was telling, the Gen Z is more into goal-oriented approaches, but at the same time, they are more so looking for options and opportunities so that they can balance out their life as well. So that is very clear from what Krishnendu and Bhuvnesh was explaining to us today. So it was really heartening to see how people are changing and looking when it comes to vacation. As rightly said by Murli sir, those were the days when we were young. We used to hang out, play from dawn to dusk, do all those things, enjoy. But now enjoyment is still there, but there are a lot of value addition which is happening when it comes to vacation. So it's really heartening to see the Gen Z moving in the right direction with more value added to the process as well. So once again, I take this opportunity to thank today's panelists for being extremely kind, so inspiring, insightful. Thank you once again, Krishnendu Viju, for sharing your thoughts and insights. For sure, we'll be looking out for your photographs whenever it is coming out in the social media, if it has to come one. And also looking out to listen your piano classes once you're ready and putting out there in the social. And once again, many thanks, Murli sir, for sharing your thoughts and insights as always.
My pleasure, Bala. Indeed, happy to be part of the team.
Thank you, sir. So, dear viewers of Mind Academy's Mind Race, today's episode, adding value to the vacations. And it was really heartening to see the next generation gearing up their vacations with lots of values. So till we meet with yet another interesting and insightful discussion, dialogues, debating process in our next week's episode of Mind Race, it's we all signing off here in Mind Academy's YouTube channel. Take care. Till then, stay safe.